And joining us now is Forky himself, actor Tony Hale. Tony, great to have you here with us today.
Thanks for having me.
So as we saw, Forky has this kind of existential problem. He's trash. He doesn't understand why he's a toy. Woody is trying to kind of change his viewpoint.
And they're calling him Forky, and he's a spork.
And he's a spork, right? That's very
mistaken identity.
That's an identity crisis right there. So how does Forky kind of throw a wrench into Woody's life in the movie?
Well, I mean, he doesn't know any of the rules of the universe that you're talking about. So he's just asked a lot of questions. He doesn't understand why the toys fall down when the humans walk in. He's like, what's going on? He also is very confused because they call him a toy. And he's like, listen, guys, I was made to help people eat and go to the trash. That's the one route. And then Woody comes along and he says, you're a toy. You're made for bigger things.
This is much deeper. This is more along the lines of single-use plastics, and we're trying to create sustainability conversations in Toy Story. This is new.
Well, Woody comes along and he's like, listen, you've got value, you've got purpose. And I think the Pixar formula is like, you know what, they make you laugh and then you're crying in the corner somewhere. Because it's an emotional roller coaster, Pixar films.
Well, speaking of the Pixar formula, people thought the end of Toy Story 3 was such a nice little bow. We all cried. We thought it was over. How does Toy Story 4 kind of fit in? Is it continuing the optimism? Is it more of a deep story? How does it fit?
I think it's both. It's because Pixar never really tells a story if they don't have a story to tell. And I think they love this idea if somebody made a toy and it came to life, and who knew nothing about any of the rules. And Forky comes in, he just asks a ton of questions. His big question is, why am I here? I don't want to be here.
Which is what we're all asking every day.
Which is what, I'm like, look at the chaos we're living in. You guys live in this chaos every single day. I'm surprised you're not standing up going, why am I here? What's going on? What's happening?
We understand you're a markets expert now, though. As you were waiting in the wings, learning about the market.
Even though you had to explain what everything
But now you know that red means bad.
Red means bad, I learned. Red means bad. And it's clearly not a great day from what I'm hearing.
No, not a great day. A lot of people anxious here today, which kind of ties into a lot of...
We need some Forky just to
We do need a
spread
little
to others.
Forky.
Forky, it's going to be okay. That was my favorite line in the movie when Forky was like, it's going to be okay. Hey guys, it's going to be okay.
Everyone is going to be okay. Are you telling the traders right now it's going to be okay?
Traders.
Tony Hale says it's going to be okay. But Forky has anxiety, Buster Bluth has anxiety.
Yes, these people have anxiety.
These people have anxiety. You've said in past interviews that you yourself are a bit of an anxious person. Do you have kind of a way to deal with that, especially because you're exuding that in your roles?
Oh, totally. I do it well. But yeah, I think my default is to kind of check out a little bit, and I can kind of live in anxiety. But I went to this great therapist who taught me a lot of tools about, first, like whenever you find yourself what-ifing, you say not now. Right now is I'm having a great chat with you guys. He would also encourage me to touch the desk around you, touch your clothes just to ground yourself. Just things, this is another one. You have to wake yourself up 100 times a day to where you are.
100 times a day?
Just because I'll be somewhere else in my head. And it's like, I've got to wake myself up, like this is where I am. Because we're all freelancers. I mean, you guys have more of a steady job than I do. But it's like you get that question, what's next for you? What's next? And we're almost not trained to be present. We're trained to always look what's next.
I like that you make us, feel like we're actually just like you, in a sense that,
we're all giggling. It's all a hustle.
It's, in a sense. Well, Veep, this is a very important role that you played over time as well, and a lot of people recognize Veep. 7th season wrapped up this year. How are you feeling now that the show is over?
It was sad. It was really sad. I mean, we liked each other a little too much. Like, we really, really cared about each other and became a family. So to have it end was like, bummer. But I mean, now there's our own political sitcom happening on CNN, so we don't really need Veep anymore, I guess. No. But it's, we just had a great time and loved each other, so it's hard to say goodbye to that. It really is.
Well, speaking of Veep, we have a very special Twitter poll. We do a Twitter poll every day, but this one is in honor of you.
Okay.
So it acknowledges the very hard job your character Gary had in managing Selena in Veep. So we wanted to ask you, what is the worst job, Tony, in Washington, in real life? Press secretary, the Fed chairman, vice president, or an intern? What would you say, Tony?
I would say, since Selena Meyer was everything to Gary's character, I will not say vice president, because whatever she did was right. I would say the press secretary. I feel like the press secretary is the scapegoat for everything and gets blamed.
And everyone agrees with you. Look at that.
Well done.
All right.
It's gonna be okay.
Well, since you're down for polls, we have a little game.
Please, I love it.
You game for it? All right,
Yes.
cool. So we wanted to play a little game with Tony. Since the characters you were, representing
yeah.
are well known for all having anxiousness, we wanted to have you guess which of your characters said a line. And so we're going to read the line.
Okay.
You're going to have to guess which one of those characters said it. Are you ready?
Okay, great.
Just three
All right,
options,
guys,
though.
this is
Forky,
gonna bring some
Gary,
shame.
or Buster. Just three options.
Okay,
All right, Nora, lead us
Not
off.
gonna go well.
Okay, first one. I'm your calendar. I'm your Google. I'm your Wilson the volleyball.
That's right. And you know what? He was Gary from Veep.
Woo! That one was like pretty
'Cause
easy.
he was. There
you
Okay,
go.
what's,
All right,
what's
that's the
next,
reveal.
Brad?
Okay, next who said this line? They do allow some nervous crying, but you can tell they don't like it.
They do allow some nervous crying, but you can tell they don't like it. Buster?
Is it Buster?
Is it Buster?
It seems like a thing
that
Buster
correct?
would say for sure.
Hey,
Yes,
there we
you
go.
were 2 for 2.
Buster. He loved his juice box.
I feel like it'd be embarrassing if you
liked
got
his
any of
juice
these
box.
wrong. Anyway, okay, the next one.
Watch me get the next
The
5
next one,
wrong.
this is my favorite one. The elven look is in right now. I was reading about it. That's something that I would say in my real life.
The elven look is in right now. I was reading about. I want to say Gary might have been saying that about Selena's haircut.
Oh, that's very specific.
Is
okay,
that
let's
why?
take a look. Is it
'Cause
Gary?
She had really.
He
Hey!
knows his lines, ladies and gentlemen.
The elven look is
Which is
really in right now.
surprising. Is it actually?
Pointy ears, yeah.
Oh.
I'm just
I
kidding.
thought it was.
I didn't know about that. All right, we got another one for you here too. She thinks I'm warm and cozy and sometimes squishy.
She thinks I'm warm and cozy and sometimes squishy.
Which one of your characters?
Oh,
said
I
this?
would say Forky says that because it's about trash.
Oh,
He likes to jump in a trash can.
Yes,
Forky.
Yeah.
Forky.
Forky the Sporky.
Tony, you nailed it.
Nice.
Of those characters, do you have a favorite? I know it's hard to pick amongst your babies.
It's about.
but
It's like it is. I would say, wow, you guys deal with this noise every day.
the bell's about to close. That's
Is
a
it?
new thing
Yeah.
that you have learned. The trading day is about to end.
Do they have to keep going with
They
the
do.
sound? By the way, bless all of the hearts that work here. That is intense.
You should come back and ring the closing
Right.
bell one
Well,
day.
I won't. I'm
It's
not going
really
to do that to
intense.
you.
Just grab somebody's jacket and start running around and
Great. I'm sure that will go down really well.
Would you ever play a trader?
Sure. If it's a
New
gig,
York Stock
I'm in.
Exchange trader?
Yeah.
If it's a gig?
I'm an actor who needs gigs. Yes.
What
No.
would be your persona? Would you be like the high-strung trader? Would
I
you
bet,
be
well, I mean, I was walking. We were
jaded?
walking by this guy who was, wow. Something sounds wrong. Something's
We're
off.
so used to
It is-
tuning this out, we
Yeah.
don't even notice anymore.
what would be your catch line though as a trader? If you had that one line that people...
I would probably. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'd want to be the trader encourager. That's just like, hey man, it's okay. We're spinning on a planet. Meaningless. It's gonna be okay.
You'd
You're
be
that
the
guy.
optimistic trader.
I'd
You'd be
try to
like,
be the
buy,
optimist.
buy, buy.
Yeah.
That's your line.
Yes.
Right,
Bye,
it's
bye,
okay.
bye. And
Tony,
drink.
the bell is going to close soon, which means we have to
It's
say
closing.
goodbye. We have to say goodbye. That's
Aw.
actor Tony Hale. You can watch Tony as Forky in Toy Story 4, which is available now on digital. The 4K disc and Blu-ray are available on October 8th. Tony, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me. You're so great.